What's going on, Warriors of Light, and a big, massive welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're on the quest for insights that's going to truly make a difference in your life, today's video is one that you will not want to miss. Okay, we're going to dive deep. Imagine uncovering ancient secrets that are just so powerful that they've got the potential to shift and reshape your reality. Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. Okay, we're going to break down some mystical wisdom. We're going to give you clear, actionable insights and steps that you can apply that will help you create a life that you choose to live. Okay, and for you that don't know who I am, my name's Lachlan John McRae, and I'm your guide in this journey of enlightenment here at the Warriors of Light Resurgence YouTube channel. Now, today, this marks the beginning of, an epic series where we're going to explore the Kybalion. Okay, this is a book that I have been studying like mad. I have read it, I don't know how many times, and it's just to get a full understanding of it. Okay, now I got that book about maybe 3-4 years ago. Okay, and I started to read it and I couldn't understand it, so I put it down. I had the Audible, same kind of thing, and I couldn't really grasp it. But over the past few weeks, my guides have been guiding me to, study this more in depth and truly grasp it. Okay, and that's why I'm doing this video, because also this is what I've been guided to do as well. Okay, so in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the difference, the contrast between living out of sync with the principle of mentalism and living in sync with it. Okay, being aligned with it. I'm going to look at also the transformational power that this principle can have on your everyday life. And then we'll look at strategies to navigate through, life's darker moments and look at it with a new perspective. And then I'm going to give you actionable steps to align your life with the principle of mentalism, because this will unlock a path to mastery over your reality. All right, so, I would advise you to get a piece of pen, bit of paper, and take some notes, because this is something that it can change your life if you study it. And this is just my interpretation of the book. Okay, so I would advise everyone to either get the Audible or get a physical copy of the book and read it as many times as you need. Okay, because the Kybalion, it's regarded as basically a compact guide to Hermetic philosophy, right? And it provides, so much knowledge and insights into the nature of reality, the structure of the universe, and the interplay and the various metaphysical principles. All right. And now the teachings in this book is influenced a wide range of individual, spiritual, philosophical traditions. And it's a cornerstone text for those who are interested in wisdom, alchemy, and personal transformation. And I spoke to a friend yesterday and he said he'd never heard of it. And in my understanding, this is something that it will be brought to your attention when you're ready to receive the knowledge. So if you're watching this video, then you're ready to receive the knowledge. Okay. Now, the book was published, way back in 1908, right? And it was the kind of chronicles of Hermes Trismegistus, who was a legendary figure back in the day, right? And he was associated with the wisdom and, as I said, alchemical, magical, philosophical, I can't even say it, philosophical knowledge, right? And the Kybalion, what it does, it explores 7 principles or axioms, they call them, which are basically thought to underline the teachings of Hermeticism, right? And the first one that we're going to do is the principle of mentalism, right? Which basically says the all is mind, the universe is mental, right? And we know the universe is mental, but not as in crazy, but it's literally mental. That everything we see and experience in the physical realm has its origins in the invisible mental realm, right? So imagine the universe as this, massive web of thoughts. It's a cosmic consciousness that dreams the world into being. Now, this perspective suggests that everything that we perceive, matter, energy, thoughts, emotions, it's ultimately a product of universal consciousness, right? But don't get, too caught up on this, because this is where I got caught up. I'm going to break it down in layman's terms so that you understand it, right? So, imagine the universe as this grand simulation or a dream where everything you experience, physical objects, emotions, thoughts, is a manifestation of a single universal mind, right? Just as your dreams are creations of your mind, everything around us is thought to be a creation of the vast, mind or consciousness, right? The all, they call it. And this is what some people might call source, God, whatever. It's the all, it's everything, it's the origination of everything, right? And if we look at it from, a psychological perspective, right? Consider how your perceptions shape your reality, right? Because we live in a sea of perceptions, right? Your mental state, your beliefs, and your expectations, they will influence how you experience the world around you, right? So, just for example, right? If you approach a situation with a positive mindset, right, you're going to notice positive outcomes, maybe positive opportunities, because essentially, when you have or create a more positive reality for yourself, then it starts with you, right? Because that's what you're doing. When you set out with the positive intentions, and then you're going to probably get a more of a positive outcome, basically, right? And imagine your mind is like a remote control that can influence the TV, right? So the TV would represent the world around you. Okay, just how the pictures and sounds on the TV change based on the buttons that you press on the remote. The idea that the universe around us, it responds to our thoughts and our beliefs. Okay, and with the principle of mentalism, it tells us that the mind is unbelievably powerful. Okay, what we think and believe can shape our experiences. Okay, and it's like the universe is a big mirror reflecting your thoughts and your beliefs back to you. So if you change what's inside your mind, you can change what you see in the mirror, right? And even a simpler way to do it, right? This came from a mentor of mine, Chris Duncan, right? Think of your thoughts as seeds, right? If you plant seeds, in your garden, which is your mind, right? So then, and if you water them, which is your focus on them, then they will grow into plants, which is the manifestation in your life, right? So if you plant positive seeds, right? Positive thoughts, you will grow a beautiful garden, a positive life. Right, your mind is a garden. Everything it grows from what you've planted and nurtured within your thoughts. And the way Chris used to do it, he says, if you plant seeds of scarcity, how do you expect to grow an abundant forest? And that's why if you're experiencing scarcity and you're always worried about debt and you're worried about money and you're worried about this, if you're worried about that and thinking about that and you're focusing on that, that's what you're constantly going to get. So it's about, flipping the switch and getting out of that way of thinking. And I know it's easier said than done, right? But this is why it's about starting to explore this principle, because it encourages the understanding by just changing your internal states, your beliefs and your thoughts will change your external world, right? So it's to recognize that your mind is powerful, right? And it has power over the material realm. And to be able to harness this power, you have to focus your thought, attention, and your belief, right? So when you view the universe through the lens of the principle of mentalism, then you can start to appreciate the depth of our connection to everything around us, right? And what our role in consciousness plays in shaping our reality. This is when we need to take control of our life, because we are responsible for our life. There's no magic wand. There's nobody coming to save you. It's about you and being intentional with, everything about your life, especially when you're looking at your thoughts, because if you allow your thoughts to run wild in your mind and not be intentional in them, then you're going to create chaos. Okay, so let's look at what your life would look like, right? See, when you're not aligned with the principle of mentalism, what's going to happen is, you're going to feel like life is happening to you. You're going to feel like that you have no control over your experiences, right? You will believe that your thoughts and your beliefs, they don't impact your reality. So you'll feel disconnected from your surroundings. You'll think that everything is separate from you and unrelated to your mind. Okay, because you'd be reactive living, right? So you'll find yourself reacting to circumstances and events as, if they're outside of your control. You'll be playing the victim card. And that's what it was. You'll feel like a victim rather than the magical creator that you are, right? And also you'll be living out your beliefs, your limited beliefs, because your beliefs are something that was useful to you in the past. They're no longer useful to you. At one point, they kept you safe, and at one point they were useful. But see, right now, they're not useful to you. They were just something that was useful to you in the past. They kept you safe. Otherwise, they wouldn't be your belief. But your beliefs are limiting in nature. So by holding on to your limiting beliefs about yourself and the world, that will prevent you from realizing your full potential. Okay, you might think that opportunities are limited, right? But I'm telling you, they're not. Change is possible. Okay, and it's you might actually feel that you're not capable of uh, achieving your desired reality if you're coming from your limited beliefs, but you are. Imagine if I told you something, right? If I said to you, right, when we spoke and asked, what was your dream? And you said to me, I want to start this business that helps children in an alternative education role. Okay. And that was your thing to change the world. And I said to you, in 2 years, and if I could see the future, and I say, in 2 years, I guarantee you that will happen. You will make that a reality. But in order to do that, you have to take all these steps. Would you do them? Right? You would do them because you were guaranteed that. So why aren't you doing them? Because I can guarantee you, if you can visualize it and you take the steps, then it will happen. The problem is people don't believe that they will get there, so they don't take the steps. And that's what we're always getting guidance. We're always getting the next obvious action. And it might, and what normally happens is people dismiss it or they allow their beliefs to come in and sabotage them. Okay? So it's about saying, right, you know what? I have this vision and I know that I can create it. But in order to do that, I have to take the next obvious action every single day. Right. And that might mean go and study on something. That might mean, go to university. That might mean buy a course. That might mean, whatever it is, whatever you want to do, there's always a next step. Right. There's always a next step. Right. And I'll give you an example just for me on this YouTube journey. Okay. I had this vision years ago, but I was too scared to take the next step, which was make a video or make a channel, make a video. So I kept putting it off, but it was always there as something that I always wanted to do. And I kept, my beliefs kept stopping me. You're not good enough. Who's going to watch you? You're not capable. All this crap. But the reality was I was sabotaging myself all the time. So I was getting distracted. Well, I have to go and take this course. I have to do that certification. I have to learn this. And I was just sabotaging instead of just getting on and press record and going for it. Okay. So another way it'll play out is negative bias. Because you'll be focused on the negative outcomes, expecting the worst in every single time. Right, and you'll be kind of dwelling on your fears, and what happens is if you dwell on and focus on the negative outcomes, they become self-fulfilling prophecies, because your mental focus shapes your reality. Whatever you predominantly focus on, you will create. Right, and on the flip side, when you're living aligned with the principle of mentalism, okay, you'll be intentional living. You live with intention, understanding that your mental state, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your focus directly influence the direction of your life and the experience you have. Right? You'll be living from an empowered belief system. Okay, because you'll be consciously cultivating empowering beliefs about yourself and the universe, the world, people. Okay, and you will be open to greater possibilities, better opportunities, personal growth. Right? You'll have a positive focus. Okay, because you'll be focusing on positive outcomes because you're saying, you know what, I'm going to do that. And you're focusing on that and the next steps to take it. You'll maintain optimism and you'll visualize what you desire, right? And then you start to attract positive experiences, positive opportunities, right? Because your thoughts and your beliefs shape your reality, right? For example, if you believe you can achieve something, this belief can motivate your next action and help you bring it into life. Okay? Because you have the power to change your experiences by changing your mindset. Right? If you encourage, and challenge yourself instead of seeing everything as a problem, then you will see an opportunity to grow. Okay? The more you're connected to the world around you, seeing it as an extension of your mind, then this can lead to a greater sense of responsibility for your thoughts and your actions. Because as you understand that your thoughts and your actions, they influence not just your life, but the world around you. Everything is connected, right? Just, for a practical example, right? right? You're in a job, right? And you're facing this challenging situation in work, and immediately you think, I can't handle this. It's going to be a disaster, right? What do you think the outcome's going to be? It's going to be a disaster, right? But if you are living by the principle of mentalism, you're going to pause and think and say, right, every challenge is an opportunity to grow, right? I have the resources, or if you don't have the resources, you think, how can I get the resources? But and for this one, you'll say, I have the resources and the creativity to navigate this successfully. You visualize a positive outcome and you approach the situation with confidence. What do you think the outcome is going to be there? Right? So when you're living by the principle of mentalism, it doesn't mean that you ignore reality or challenges, because we're all going to get them. Right? It just means recognizing that you have the power to shape your experience of reality. And you do that through the focus of your mind. It's about moving from a place of reaction to a place of creation, where you understand that the outer world reflects your inner state. What is it? Wes Watson says, I can't remember now. I'll come back to me. But when you align your thoughts and your beliefs with the desired outcome, then you can begin to create a life that reflects your true potential. Okay, when you deeply understand this and you live by it, you will transform your life. And as I said, not just your life, but everybody else's. Okay, and think of it like this, right? Everything you know about the world starts in your mind. Everything has been in this world is created twice, right? This book, right? These cards, everything, right? It had to be created in the invisible, a thought. Somebody had to think to create it, and then they had to create it in the visible, right? And just think it like this, right? Imagine a pink elephant, right? Even though it's not real outside, it's real in your mind. The idea says that everything around you is like that. It's made by a big mind. So just like you can dream up anything, the whole world is like a dream made up by the universe. But when you dream in your mind, you have the ability to make that a reality. You wouldn't have the dream if you couldn't make it a reality. Right? So it's so important to understand this principle that all is mind. The universe is mental. It will change your life in so many ways. Right? And when you live by this principle, it suggests that everything in the universe is a manifestation of the mind or consciousness. Right? So when you apply that, you will transform, everything, and you will interact differently. Okay, and look at the positive things that can happen in your life, right? So it could, enhance your creativity and problem solving, right? Because if you understand that your reality is shaped by your thoughts, that encourages you to creative thinking and different solutions. Where if you can visualize a different outcome and believe that it's possible, and you can create it, and you can solve the problem, then you can overcome obstacles. Right? Let's give you a real life example. Let's think of one, right? Right. So you're in work and you're going to a collaboration or a brainstorming session, right? If you spend a few minutes visualizing a successful meeting where these, innovative ideas just flow, this then sets the mental, state that can influence the actual outcome to make that meeting more productive. Okay, and then you've got your improved mental health, because when you realize your thoughts have power, that can lead to you to cultivate a more positive, optimistic mindset, because you're in control. This, when you shift like that, it can reduce stress, anxiety, depression. It can make you feel better overall. Right, so let's look at a real life example for that. When you're, you've got this difficult situation, right? And instead of just defaulting to your negative thoughts, oh, I can't do this, or this, that, or whatever it is, you consciously choose to focus on a positive aspect and, where you can potentially grow. Right? So this can transform a stressful situation into a learning or a more beneficial, manageable experience. Okay? And there's so many different more examples, but when you're living in line with that, you're going to be personal empowerment. Okay, you're going to be able to manifest your goals and your desires, right? When you live by the principle of mentalism, right, it just means recognizing that your perceptions, your reactions and reality, they're shaped by your mind. So it's so important to, look after your mind. Because when you're faced, and the first time we kind of revert to old beliefs or behaviors or whatever it is when we've got negative situations, okay, such as fear, judgment, rejection, someone's been unkind to you, because your responses would be informed by the understanding that your external reality can be influenced by your internal state. So no matter what anyone is saying or doing or anything, you have the, power to influence that, your internal state, right? So, if you're facing fear, right? So let's say, right, you're scared to, I don't know, you fear, right? The first thing you need to do is acknowledge that the fear is there, right? Okay, so you acknowledge the fear, right? But you choose to focus on your inner strength and the lessons this fear will teach you. You remind yourself that the fear is a mental construct that can be overcome by changing your thoughts and your focus. Because we all fear something, but when you face that fear, it's no longer a fear. So you're going to learn and grow from it. Okay, and then what was the other one I said? Judgment, right? So when someone judges you, right, you understand that their opinions are reflections of their own mental state and not a true measure of your worth, right? What people think of you has nothing to do with you. It reflects on them. Okay, you choose to maintain your self-esteem and not let external judgment disrupt your inner peace. That's when you're living from the principle. Okay, same thing with rejection. If you see rejection, as a failure, then when you're living with the principle, you need to see rejection not as a failure, but as a redirection. You trust that the universe has better plans for you and that every rejection is an opportunity to grow or to move to something that's more aligned with your true path. Okay, if someone's been horrible to you or unkind, you just respond to unkindness with compassion. Just understand that this person has obviously got something going on with them. And, their unkind behaviour stems from something that they've got, some insecurity or a pain that they're dealing with. And choose not to take it personally. And just, send them love, compassion, positive thoughts. Right? So there's many other ways that this could play out in your life. Okay, difficult conversations. If you're having a challenging discussion, you want to understand the other person's perspective. Okay, and that effective communication can transform, potential conflicts into opportunities for a mutual understanding. Okay, a big one, right? Self-doubt, right? Whenever self-doubt creeps in, right, you counter it with affirmations and your abilities and your worth, because we often doubt ourselves and there's nothing to back that doubt up. And, self-doubt is a killer of dreams. When you understand that self-doubt is just a mental barrier that you can dismantle by consciously choosing empowering thoughts. Okay, and one more, let's think stress, right? Stress is it's a number one offender for, heart problems, people dying. I've had two people that are close to me over the past 5 years have died from stress-related, incidents. So when you're faced with stress, right, you take a moment to just breathe and center yourself, ground yourself. Recognize that stress is a reaction to your thoughts about a situation. And by challenging the thoughts, you can reduce the stress. Right, see, when you're living in accordance to the principle of mentalism, you empower yourself to navigate challenges, with a wisdom. You understand that while you may not control, the external circumstances, you have control of your internal world, your thoughts, your attitudes. You can choose to cultivate these. Right? And this principle teaches you to respond to life's adversities, and don't be reactive, but be deliberate. Have positive mental shifts, and you can transform challenges into opportunities for growth. All right. So how can we now align to the principle of mentalism, right? And it's about cultivating a positive mindset, and that is done through mindful practices, meditation. And see, meditation, if someone comes to me and they're struggling, I'll ask them if they meditate. Okay, and most times if they're struggling, they don't. So that's always the number one thing that I go to. Okay, because meditation changed my life. It totally transformed my whole life. When you engage in, meditation every single day, and you observe, and guide your thoughts. Okay, this practice will, you know, cultivate a deeper awareness of your mental habits, but it will also help you construct a positive, mindset, right? And then you've got just mindfulness, right? They can go together. Mindfulness, meditation, but mindfulness, that's just a habit of monitoring your thoughts and emotions on a daily basis, on a minutely basis. Okay, because when you can identify negative mental patterns, you can begin to process them, and you can start the process of transformation. Anxiety, stress, and other detrimental states often result from a lack of mindfulness. Okay, and that then impacts your actions and the outcomes. Okay, another one is to reframe your thoughts. Learn to catch and reframe negative or limiting thoughts. Just pause, and then you follow by a shift towards more empowering perspectives. When you do that, that will redefine your experiences. Okay, so to even go deeper and get a deeper understanding of how to apply this principle, it's about education. Okay, educational growth. Understand neuroplasticity, spiritual teachings. Read books, podcasts. Read articles, whatever it is. If you can get a deeper understanding of psychology, how your mind works, how you work, then this will help you grow to a different level, right? And then also there's visualization. Spend each day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, visualize your goals already achieved, make them detailed, vivid. And when you do that, this can powerfully influence your subconscious mind, and it starts steering you towards actions that's going to create your vision. Okay, then you've also got other practical tools like affirmations, where you begin your days with positive affirmations. But what I will say about affirmations is the subconscious mind is not stupid. Okay, if you're sitting there saying I'm worthy, I'm worthy, I'm worthy, but you're not doing anything to move towards being worthy, like you're not taking action, it knows. So just affirmations alone will not work. Affirmations have to be backed by action. You have to be taking action towards your vision for affirmations to work. Just saying affirmations in the mirror is not going to work. All right, they have to be backed by action. And another one's journaling. Okay, maintain a journal for reflecting on your daily thoughts and experiences. Right, that is so important. This can be a space for just looking at, what are your thought patterns? Right, are they aligned with your desired reality? If they're not, then rewrite them. Okay, rewrite them, because script. You want to rewrite your life and see it unfold. And that's also a powerful manifestation tool, because see, writing for me, I do intuitive writing, and for me it works wonders. Okay, and to actually apply the law of mentalism, right? To actually apply it, you have to understand what you want in life. So a clarity of vision, right? So you have to clearly define what you want from life, right? If you don't know what you want, how can you expect to achieve it? Right? You really can't. You really can't. You have to have a clear indication of what do I want from life, and then what steps do I need to take to make it reality, right? And while you're doing that, manage your thought patterns, right? Actively shape your thought patterns towards creating that vision. Consciously direct your thoughts towards this is going to happen, okay? And also be very selective about what you're putting into your mind, right? If you're watching the news, which is fear based, and you're looking through social media all the time, and you're seeing this person doing that and this person doing that, and you're comparing yourself. Comparison's the thief of joy, right? And I would highly recommend be selective about what you're putting in your mind. Okay, so let's look at a 4-step journey to actual mastery of this, right? Because it's crucial to understand the vastness of your mind and its role in shaping your reality. Okay, and true mastery is 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 getting the overall picture in your mind very clear. Okay, because if you don't have a clear vision of what mastery looks like to you, whether that be physical, mental, spiritual, whatever it is, then you're going to be getting bound. You're not going to have a path to take. You're going to go this way and that way and this way and that way, right? So let's look at some actionable steps that you can take, right? So step number 1, identify your mental programming, right? So this journey begins by introspection, realizing that you are a unique individual in this universal mind. Okay, so you're one piece of a big, massive jigsaw puzzle. Your perceptions are filtered through layers of programming that you've acquired throughout your lifetime. So when you were a child, teachers, parents, and a lot of the times it was well-meaning individuals have gave you programming that doesn't suit you right now. Okay, so but these filters, much like a computer operating system, they were installed from birth, because we go through a process, and up until you're about 7 and you're kind of become self-conscious, you're getting all this programming, right? But then it goes right on to your adolescence, and all this program will then create your beliefs. Okay, and for most people, in fact, basically everyone has been wounded as a child by their parents. Now, there's no such thing as perfect parenting, and I'm not saying that you had bad parents, but we all, because when we come here as a pure creative spirit as a child, right, there's needs that we get that are unmet, and this leads to wounding, right? And this is where we get our beliefs from, right? So it's about identifying these beliefs, these filters, because that's what they are. Your filters are your beliefs, okay? The perceptions and the stories you tell yourself, right? You start the process of clearing the way for a purer expression of consciousness. Understanding your mental programming it's basically like uncovering the code that dictates your reality. Because when you go to do something, there'll be a belief that stops you doing it. And this is, in the way that I look at it is, right? So we're getting guidance from the superconscious, okay? And then we're getting guidance from the unconscious, right? The unconscious is our belief system. The superconscious is our higher connection to guidance. So we're always getting 2 messages into the mind, which is the subconscious, right? So the subconscious always creates, okay? But the way it creates is it creates what has the most power. So, and that's when it comes to the emotion. So if you're getting this idea to do this, and then you get this belief saying, I'm not good enough, right? In that circumstance, you have to then take the action anyway. And by taking the action, regardless of the belief, then you're giving your power to the subconscious, superconscious mind, right? And that's how you create, okay? Because, just it's there's going to be things that you want to do, and there's some reason why you can't do it, or you don't want to do it. And that normally comes from your beliefs. You have to kind of recode your system, and that's about taking the action anyway, regardless. If you truly want it, take the action, the next step. Okay, and sometimes that will be difficult, but there's no growth unless you're outside the comfort zone. All right, you got it? Okay, so the step number 2 is shift your thoughts. Your reality is a reflection of your mental creations, right? Subject to the laws you've unconsciously set, the stories, right? So to alter these laws, you must engage in conscious discipline of choosing new thoughts. Okay, this process is basically rewiring your brain. It involves selecting and reinforcing new neural pathways. We're always every time we learn something, we're creating new neural pathways. Okay, and by consciously, constantly, choosing new thought patterns, then we'll create these new neural pathways. Okay, and we consistently choose our thoughts that align with our desired reality. When you do that, you dismantle past patterns and you open yourself to a world of new possibilities. Okay, it's a dance of healing and growth, merging the kind of positive thoughts and letting go of past wounds. Okay, and it's not about constantly trying to heal yourself. It's about focusing on where you want to go. Let go of the past and just focus on going forward. When you do that, you will naturally heal. When you're in alignment with your true nature and purpose, you will heal. Okay, it's not about constantly digging up past wounds, and no, it's about saying, right, this is what I want. Okay, I have the ability to create it. I'm in control of my mental state, and I'm going to do it. Right, and then the third step is script your desired reality. Like I said, create a vision. when you have a clear understanding of your mental landscape and you commit to these new thought patterns, the next step is to say, right, what is it I want to attract in my life? Now, this isn't big, grandiose dreams, but it's about pinpointing what you genuinely desire next on your own hero's journey, whether that's love, career, personal hobbies, travel. Define these desired, outcomes, and then direct your focus towards that, your mental energy towards manifesting them. Okay, and that's when you're replacing old narratives with new ones, filling the void, not with uncertainty, but with excitement and eagerness to live the life that you choose. Right. And then step number 4, manifest through mindful creation. Understanding that the all is mind. This, will unveil the power of your thoughts to shape your external world. Okay, this final step involves putting this knowledge into practice, because if you don't do anything with this, then don't expect anything to change. Consciously feed your mind with thoughts and visions of your desired reality every day. Okay? Feed your mind with thoughts and visions of what you want to create. It's about moving beyond mere wishful thinking, because if a wish without a plan is just a dream, right? You have to put things into action. Action is the highest form of communication, or behavior is the highest form of communication. If you say you want something and you're not taking action to get it, what does that say? That says I don't really want it. If you truly want something and would love to create something, your actions will tell everybody whether you really want it or not. Okay? You have to be taking action towards it. Get away from wishful thinking, actively feel and live in the vibration, of what it is you want to create. This alignment between internal desire and external reality is what manifestation's all about. Okay? And it's proof that what we sow in the mind is what we reap in the physical world. Okay, now this is not just so simple that you can go away from this and just say, right, this is going to require you to really reflect on what's going on inside you. And sometimes that can be difficult because you're having to really look at your thought patterns, right? So when you embark on this journey towards mastering the principle of mentalism, right, remember, you are both the creator and creation in this vastness of the all, right? This is a journey of self-discovery, transformation, and deliberately crafting your desired reality. If you follow these steps and implement what I've said, this will help you move beyond your limitations, and it will help you step into a life of purpose where you're living in joy and you're unlocking your full potential, right? And just remember, mastery, there's no end point. It's just a continual process of growth and realization. So as you kind of go on this journey, keep in mind from the words from the Kybalion, he who grasps the truth of the mental nature of the universe is well advanced on the path to mastery. Okay? This journey towards mastery begins with a single step: understanding and applying the principle of mentalism. Right? Let this principle guide you as you navigate the madness of this modern world. Okay? And let it open up the doors to a deeper understanding of the universe and your place in it. I hope this is kind of showing some light on how this can help you in your life, because for me, it worked wonders for me. I've created a life beyond my wildest dreams, and I'm not saying that as like, but no, I was a alcoholic, drug addict, served time in prison. I had so many, programs running in me, and now I live a life of peace. I never ever imagined I would have peace, where I am surrendered to the universe. I know what I want and I'm taking action towards it. So if I can change the whole picture of my life by changing this, then so can you. Okay, so if this helped at all, please give it a wee like or share it to somebody who might help it. And if you want to follow along on this journey when we dive deeper into the Kybalion, then subscribe to the channel where you'll get more videos like this. And also, I'll be doing energy updates, and I'll really want to connect with like-minded people who want to go on this journey. Okay, so if that is you, subscribe to the channel, because this is a journey that will feed your soul. Okay, with that, much love, take care, have a great day.